Welcome back to Vitally Veg. Today we are going to be doing something a little special. I'm going to be making fried vegan donuts. Everywhere you look, you can always find baked vegan donut recipes, but never fried vegan donut recipes. If you guys are looking for that classic donut recipe, this recipe is perfect for you. Let's get started. All right, first I have a half a cup of warm water between 110 and 115 degrees, and I'm just gonna add 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast and a teaspoon of organic sugar. Mix that well and let the yeast activate for 5 minutes. While that's activating, I'm gonna mix my wet ingredients. So first I have a half a cup of melted vegan butter. After that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of organic white sugar. And then I'm going to add 3/4 cup of non-dairy milk. Use a heavier, creamier non-dairy milk. I used cashew. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of vegan sour cream. Now that my yeast is done, I'm going to add my yeast sugar water to the wet mixture. Once I've scraped the sides, I'm going to go ahead and whisk that until well combined. Time to add the dry. So here I have 4 1/2 cups of organic unbleached white flour, and I have 3/4 teaspoon of salt that I'm just going to put on top. Slowly mix this together until you get a nice tacky dough formed, like this. Alright, flour a clean surface, like so, and turn out your tacky dough onto the floured surface. Alright, we're just going to knead this for 3 to 5 minutes until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. It should still be slightly sticky and look just like that. Next, I have a large metal bowl here. I'm just going to grease this with some butter. You can use oil instead if you'd like. Just make sure you get all the sides really well. And once that's greased, go ahead and plop your dough into the center. I'm going to cover this with a tea towel and let it rise for 1 1/2 to 2 hours. After that, it should be doubled in size. So that's what my dough looks like after. I'm just going to punch the gas out like so and bring that into a ball. Alright, after that, we're going to flour clean surface again and roll out our dough onto that. Once we've rolled out our dough, we're just going to press this into about 1-inch slab, like that. And grab 2 large sheet pans off to the side and have those ready. So I'm going to use a large biscuit cutter. I'm going to use the back sides so that they're not crinkled. And if you want filled donuts, you leave them just like that. But if you want the classic donut look, you'll need a small tool like a test tube or the lid of something. And just go ahead and press that down and take out the center. And I have my regular looking donuts like that and the filled ones ready to go. So now that I have those set on the sheet pan, we're going to go ahead and cover those and let those proof for 30 more minutes. While that's proofing, I'm going to show you guys how to make the vanilla glaze. So I have a cup of vegan organic powdered sugar. I'm going to add a tablespoon of pure Mexican vanilla. You can use regular pure vanilla extract as well. And then I have about 2 tablespoons of non-dairy milk, and we're just going to whisk that until a nice thin glaze is formed. And you can just set that off to the side. And this is how you make the raspberry filling, just a visual. I just have a 12-ounce jar of jam here. I'm just going to fill my piping tool like so and have that ready. So I have some oil heating up here. You will want it to be between 360 degrees Fahrenheit and 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that's hot, you can fry about 3 donuts at a time. Make sure you only fill the oil halfway up your pot. We don't want any accidents or any burns. Just carefully wash those and use a pair of metal tongs to just spin them a little bit and check on those. And these take about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. They should be golden brown like that when you flip them. So after 3 to 5 minutes or until they're golden brown, both sides should look like this. And here's a visual for you guys to show the finished product. Once those are done, I have a paper towel lined baking sheet, and I'm just gonna set the donuts on top like so. Let those cool for about 3 minutes before you start glazing. If you're doing vanilla glaze, go ahead and just dip the warm donut into the glaze on either side and set them on top of a cooling rack so that they can drain accordingly and seize up. If you're doing raspberry filled, you just go ahead and flip the donut over and fill it with raspberry. Just shove the tip of the piping bag all the way in and don't overfill it. It should look just like that. And while it's still a little bit warm, we're just gonna dunk it into some organic vegan powdered sugar on either side. And that's what that looks like. Now, if you guys want to do the chocolate frosting, you just frost the chocolate on and sprinkle on the vegan sprinkles. I have the recipe for that in the recipe. Repeat until all the donuts are fried and decorated. Let those cool for 20 minutes and enjoy. Alright you guys, that was my recipe for fried vegan donuts. Even though this is a little bit time consuming, I hope you guys still try this out when you have some free time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out vitallyveg.com for more recipes. I'll see you guys next time.